Hey guys, this is Jen from ScanNCut Canvas and Scal Help on Facebook. Today, or in this video I should say, we're going to do the roll feeder. Alright, so over here you notice there's all these funky little levers and things you can push and pull. And your rollers will get excessively dirty just by use. But the roll feeder, okay, in order to use this you must unlock that thing, okay. Let me bring you down in here a little bit more. Make sure this is clear. Okay. Then you'll see a lock and unlock. You need to slide this over, okay, and then turn this little black piece, and it's going to be hard to see because I got to put my fat little hands in here. And then you need to turn that black bar to where it says unlock. Then you can slide this down, okay. Once you have that done, you're going to bring this piece up that looks like this. Okay, so this piece. And you notice it has a little lip right here. That lip has to go over this bar. Okay, so we're going to fit it in here just like this. That lip is over the bar, and we're going to snap it down. Okay, we're going to leave it set just like that. Okay, so this fits over this edge, and it fits over this edge. Okay. Then, let me put everything back together, because I've been fiddling. Alright, we have this piece, which comes to you looking like this, okay? So what you need to do is flip these little wings up, okay? And then you kind of look at it, it's like, good Lord, what do I do with this thing? Well, you notice it has these two tabs here. Looky, you got two holes here. Yeah, that's where we stick our little fingers in to get to our good stuff we got hidden in there. But those two things hook down into there. Okay, so make sure they're hooked down into there. Now, make sure your little ears are up. Grab your rolled vinyl, and after you're done with the free black roll they give you, keep this, because then you can use any 12-inch wide vinyl and just wrap it exactly like this, okay? But you need to use that size roll. Okay. Well, that's great. It doesn't fit. How can I get it to fit? Well, this pinch tab right here. Pinch it and slide it over so that it snugly fits. Okay. Then you're going to grab this guy. I really need a cameraman to help me. Oh, okay. Then you're going to drag this little fella over. And there's a ridge right here. You see this little ridge? You're going to lay that right there. Okay? And you're going to roll it up till it kind of gets into this little divot right here. So roll it up and over until it meets this ridge on this side. Then down here, you have this piece that picks off of right here. Okay? Well, don't take that too far. Stick it up here. Oh, hang on. Oh, God. It got stuck. These two tabs, okay, this can only go one way. You're going to put it on there, and you need to cut this to make sure that it is straight. Oh, well, you know what? Let me take this back and do it the right way. And, ooh, that does not like to cut. Well, that's lovely. This is the brother cutter that comes with it. It kind of hacks it all up. Let's try it again. That's what mine did. This is the first time it's ever cut this stuff. So yeah, I don't think mine is liking me at all. I'm just going to cut this roughly with scissors. Personally, I'd use a straight edge to cut it on my little cutting mat. Let's try this again. Oh, much better. That was a much smoother cut. Yay. No angry teeth there. Okay, and then you slide this little fella down in here. Okay. Now what you don't want to do is go and start hitting all the buttons up there. Okay. You want to get into like your mat or your roll feeder area on your machine. So let's get into that now. Okay, so we're going to hit this button over here. Roll feeder. Make sure that you have registered your roll feeder first on Canvas online. So go into Canvas and go to your little person icon and register it in there. Okay, so we've already attached, so you can follow the directions in here, go through all of this. Okay, make sure it's attached. Start to cut rolled material. This is where you will find your designs. Please do not come out here. Yes, I'm done. Oy, oy, oy. Don't come out here and try to get something off of here. Okay? It won't work. It won't pull it up. It'll just be a blank screen. Alright? You actually have to go into Canvas. Create your design in Canvas, or I will show you in this video how to create it in ScanNCut. Then export it as an FCM, pull it up in Canvas, then re-export it out, Wi-Fi, cord, stick, however you choose, then bring it to the machine. In Canvas, there's a certain little tag that is put to indicate roll feeder, okay? Alright, so let's get this all hooked up and let's get our file. I'm going to go create a file right now. Alright, so here I am in ScanNCut and I have this huge gigundous mat. Well, how do you create this mat? I came in and I made myself a custom size 6-foot roller mat and a regular 36-inch roller mat. Okay, I put 11.65 wide on both of them, but you must follow a few things. So let me increase the view of this. We'll put it to 50%. Let's take a look at the measurements that I have used. Okay, you want to make sure that your design is fully off of the edge an inch. Okay, in here, back it way off at least a full inch to 1.25 inches. Okay, and then back it in from the side, or from the top and the bottom, at least like 3/4 inch. Okay, create your full design. So I have welcome to my classroom, and then my ScanNCut that I fully designed. Okay, so now I have exported this as an FCM. I have joined it all. I've done all the path union. So let's pull it up in Canvas. Okay, so here's my Canvas offline. You cannot do this online. This is Canvas offline. Okay, you must come here to the artboard. 12 by 12, no, we need to change it to rolled material. Okay, so what pops up is 36. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to change it to 72. Okay, so there's my 72. You can see how much is missing off of this map. But let's come in here and grab my design. Let's do, I think I saved it here. Yep, the decal. So let's see how close this is. That looks pretty spot on. Okay, no, I don't want rhinestones. Let's do zoom. Okay, so far all of that is sitting well within that red line, but I need to make sure all of it is. So let's come up here to the top. That W looked kind of close. Nope, that looks okay so far. The top looks okay and the sides. So I know that the mat that I created in ScanNCut is going to be fine. Yep, but you see how much at the bottom? You really have to stay off of that bottom. So this is what it looks like, because there's the red line. So get a good look at what this looks like here. Now let's come back over to Sure Cuts a Lot and see how much space is left on this. That's how much space. So when you're creating your design, this is how much space you have to leave. Now I know that I said that after you do something like this, that you will appreciate your 24-inch mat. Look at the wasted material. Okay, so all of this that is not in my design will be wasted material. Okay, yes, you know, you can save all of this, you know, if you choose to keep that scrap, you know, stuff like that. But myself, I would desperately try to cut this, you know, put these words closer together and then hand position them myself on my wall. That is a personal choice, but something that I want to give you to think about, because you're going to use that entire roll, and then when you're weeding or things like that, you need to think about what you're going to do with the excess that is left. Okay, one, the excess that is cut from the design, but two, the excess that is left over from the waste that the program cannot use, the program and the machine. Okay, so it's just something to consider. Whereas if you use the 12 by 24 mat, you could use this entire mat width, our true 11.65. Right now we're limited to less than 10 inches for our width. Okay, so we're losing just about 2 inches. Okay, just again, something to consider. I'm not bashing it, I'm not complaining, I'm just making a statement to you guys because I want you to understand that what you are seeing now on this mat is what Canvas puts right up against its red lines. Okay, all right, so if I want to export this to my ScanNCut, I can come over here and I could do the internet cable. So I'm just going to transfer it to the internet. Oh, there we get the size. Oh, boo. Okay. All right. So now it's there wirelessly for me. So now let's go see what it looks like on the machine. Okay, now understand that this is the only material that does not need a mat to work in the machine, which also means that Jen's got to actually stick her little piggies down here by this roller, and I am not a fan of that. I was a hand therapist and I seen too many people with injured hands, and I worked with them, and it's just not a good thing. So what you're going to do though is you are going to take your vinyl up and you're going to place it so that it rests against each of these rollers. As you do that, also keep an eye on how your vinyl lines up with these two hard pieces of plastic. You want it to be nice and even. If it's not, don't load it. Come back, place your vinyl here, get this little guy, make sure that thing is on the right end. Don't cut it the wrong way or try to like I did. I'm so used to my rotary cutters. Bring it back here, keep it lined up with both of those, and then cut it. Okay, that will keep it straight so that when you feed it in, it will grab them equally. Okay, so we're going to try this. We're going to try to feed this in. Come on. Okay, now I compare how the vinyl lays with these two raised pieces of plastic, and it lines up perfectly. One thing I do not like is this. See all those wrinkles? I don't like that. When you cut vinyl, you should not have that. But because I've never used this before, we will see how this goes. beforehand, I've also measured this piece of vinyl to make sure that my design was going to fit. This piece has never been used before, and it measures 68 inches. Okay, I know my design is bigger than that. I also know that there is something on the screen that will help us with this, but I wanted to make sure that my machine wasn't going to eat it up because I didn't want to waste any more vinyl. I've been wasting a lot of vinyl lately. This button will let you position where your start is, so you can either feed it in or feed it back. Okay, so right there is your forwards and your backwards. Okay, but this one right here is your rolled material. It allows you to check to see if it's going to be long enough. Yeah, and it also allows you to see if it's going to be fed correctly, is what that says. Okay, but I have not tried this yet, so let's see if this will actually work. So start. Ooh, it goes through there like a race car. I have also removed the tape because I can only see that catching and pulling and ripping everything off. Big problem, brother. It takes it in and it won't spit it back out. Huge problem. Again, just like the mats with the background scan. Big problem. What's it say? Let's see what it says up here. Finished trial feeding. No duh, but now how do I get my stuff? So now I have to come back in here and retrieve it. So that means that it's not long enough. It doesn't tell me. I'm glad I took the tape off, because I bet you that would have been a nightmare. So I guess until brother fixes this, remove the tape from the end of your holder if you're doing a long project, and measure it yourself, because the feeder will eat, or the machine will eat your vinyl, or something like that. I'm going to finish rolling this back up and I'll come back. Okay, so evidently by going all the way through and not coming back out, that tells me that my design is too big, too long. At least I assume that that would be what that tells me. So now I must go back, because the only thing we can do is select cut or draw. I have to then go back into my program and change the file, because I can't do anything in here. You see, it's just pull the file up only. There is no editing that you can do in this roll feeder screen. Okay, so I have the file now, and it is set to a much shorter length. I have my auto blade in. I have the pressure set at auto. The speed is at 1. So I'm going to hit start. We're going to see what happens here. Okay. And it's not doing any cutting. It's coming all the way down to the end of this vinyl to start its cut. So hopefully we'll have enough. If not, it'll show us, because it'll pop it off and the machine will eat it and it won't spit it back out. And I can come up here and I'll hit the pause button. So I think maybe their roll feeder needs a bit of work via possibly an update, because the rollers still need, and I know they did the 1.05 update. Let's see, hopefully it'll work. Stop. Oh, good. They did the 1.05 update, which was supposed to fix the roller mat misfeeds, but as you see with the background scan and the roll feeder, it does not work. At least the okay, and we have a problem with this. And it gets caught underneath here. That is not a good thing. Come on, little guy. Oh boy, brother. This is not a good thing. It wants to get caught under that ridge, under that lip, and that lip. Wonder what'll happen if I just leave it go. Oh boy. So if you just leave it go, it makes this thing want to buckle. Yes, it will come out, but if your vinyl design is all the way up to the edge here, that probably, or it can cause it to separate and cause your vinyl to stick. See, that just should not happen. So here, I'm going to pull you down here so you can really get a bird's eye view of what's happening. If it continues, if it comes back there any farther. Again. So this piece right here gets caught under the lip, right in here. It ought to be interesting to see what this design looks like. And they advertise, you know, up to a 72-inch cut, so this is only 66 inches. I reduced this length to 66 inches because the vinyl roll they gave me was only 68 inches. So when I did the test the roll to see if it's long enough thing, it ate it all, took it in, would not give it back to me, so I had to pull it out of the back, then re-roll it and change my file back in the program because it does not allow that on the machine. So there's a lot of extra work here that really shouldn't be. Okay. I just kind of sometimes wonder what type of testing is done with this stuff before it's introduced. Because this, getting caught under here, because there's plenty of space left here, and they designed the program to leave plenty of space too, so I'm really unsure of why this is happening. It shouldn't happen. There, that's exactly what it does. So if it's something that the machine or whatever shouldn't be allowed to do, then the program should have kicked it out. See how my vinyl wants to peel away? Yep. And the vinyl is now sticking to my machine. Okay, underneath here, this part. This part of the vinyl is starting to stick to the machine. Okay, so I'm going to let this keep cutting. I'm not going to make you sit here for this entire thing, but some huge issues are starting to come out with this that I was not expecting. Once you unlock both of these to move this, you make sure that you relock them once they are in position. So this gets unlocked and slid over, then it gets relocked. This gets unlocked so that you can unlock and slide over, then it also gets relocked. And also make sure that this snaps down into position. But look, you can see, hopefully you can, let me try to bring you in here. There is vinyl starting to pop up all over the place. I'm not going to rewrap this on itself when we're done. We're going to try to leave it straight, but you can see the vinyl is really starting to pop. And it's those wrinkles, I think, that are kind of creating it. But we're going to let it cut and see how it looks in the end. Okay. Okay, so that finished cutting. I'm gonna pull all this off because I don't really want this stuff in the way. It's just something else for it to catch on. Although when it stopped above that lip, so it shouldn't be that bad. Let's go ahead and eject it. Oops, data on the screen. Okay, So well, it still catches on that. I'm just going to let it naturally eject and we'll see how it does. I can tell you the vinyl is kind of rolled and wrinkly. You can see that coming out here. Holy cow. Alright, so let's take a look at this sheet. And when it stops, it'll ask you if you want to finish the cut or continue cutting. I can't say is that, oh, there's all the dirt from my little house out here. It's not finished yet. I'm still working on it. Okay, so it really wrinkles the vinyl. Is this focused? No, there we go. It really does wrinkle. So here's not bad at all. We start getting into the really bad wrinkles right in here. And along this bottom, it really gets bad. Okay, so the wrinkles that come out is kind of bad. But again, now I have to deal with the waste that comes in. Because there's a good 3 inches along this bottom. And probably 4 inches here at the top. Okay, that because I have this long, huge piece of vinyl, I have to deal with. Now I also, because this is vinyl and it will go on a wall, have to have a huge piece of transfer tape to put this up. Okay. And knowing that I did cut this 72, that is my thinking, is that I want to put this up all at once. If I didn't, I should have cut it on something smaller. Okay, so for those of you that want to cut something that's 72 inches long, understand that you may encounter the same exact problems that I did with the stuff getting stuck underneath here, with it being fed in and not coming back out. Okay, those are things that may possibly happen to you. If they don't, great. But like I said, this was the first time that I had ever used the roll feeder on my machine, and that is exactly what happened. Also, if you go to use this thingy and yours happens to come down on that side and you put it down, make sure that you move it to the circle side, not the oval side. Okay. Mine, when I put it down, as you've seen, came on this end, and I just went to move it. Well, don't do that. It starts and it goes from right to left. All right, oh, and there it is again. Okay. So just understand that those are problems that can come up. Also remember, once your vinyl is gone, if you plan on using your roll feeder, keep this roll. This is the one that came from Brother, so wrap your new vinyl around this. But let's get back to this vinyl. Okay, your transfer tape will be as long as this. After you weed it, okay, place your transfer tape over it and then carry your design to wherever you are going to place it, which more than likely is going to be a wall. Okay, use, what do they call those things, like a projector to assist with your placement. That will be the easiest, but I'm telling you, you are really going to appreciate the 24-inch mats, because that's normally the size of transfer tape that is more manageable with this. Because if you try to hang, you've seen how long this is, and this was only 68 inches. Okay, so you add another, what, 4 more inches onto this for the 72. You know, it's just a wildly unwieldy piece of vinyl with transfer tape to put up. And then, you know, it sticks to the wall prematurely in some spots, and you got to try to remove it without stretching the vinyl, yada yada yada, and so on. But that is the roll feeder. So once you are done with it, simply remove this, unlock this. Actually, unlock that first. It makes it a whole lot easier. Unlock this, slide it back over, lock this back in place, lock this back in place, and you are ready to hit your home button and exit out of that roll feeder. Remember as well, you must create all of your designs or pass them through in Canvas, offline, not the online. The online version does not have the roll feeder stuff that you need. And I showed you previously in this video how to use the offline features. Okay, man, this thing gets dirty quick. Okay, but if brother can fix those things, that would make life so much easier. Because I think they're kind of serious issues for people that want to use the absolute furthest end of their vinyl. And still those matte load issues are present. I found them in the background scan each and every single time I used it. And as well as this matte, or this roll feeder. Okay, guys? Alright, if you have any questions, you can find me over at ScanNCut Canvas and Scal Help on Facebook. There is a link in the description of this video. Also, if you are a member of my group, you might want to subscribe, because a lot of times, you know, I don't post videos into the group. I try to keep the feeds clean and just to your questions. Alright guys, have a great day.